So, just off the beautiful downtown square of Columbia, Tennessee, you're going to be visiting the James K. Polk Home and Visitor Center. Now, James K. Polk was the 11th president in the United States, and you'll first start out here in the Visitor Center, lovingly called the Sister's House, because that was apparently one of the sister's houses. She raised 11 kids in there. Now, there's now also a beautiful gift shop area with lots of memorabilia, introductory film, the usual stuff there. And of course, there's plenty of stuff about James K. Polk and his wife, Sarah, who played a big part in the administration. It's my understanding she was kind of like the social calendar keeper because James K. Polk was considered a little bit of an introvert. Okay, now the home there. This is actually the father's home, Samuel Polk, who was a prosperous farmer and surveyor. He built the house in 1816 while his oldest son, James, was attending the University of North Carolina and, of course, later would become the president. Now, James graduated in 1818 and he returned to Tennessee and stayed here with his parents until his marriage to Sarah Childress, who I mentioned, and that was in 1824. Now, while living in his home here in Columbia, James practiced law and he began his political career by successfully running for the state legislature. Now, back to the home, though, you can see this was when it was decorated for Christmas time. Absolutely beautiful. I heard that they told us some of that china there sold for like $25,000 a plate. Can you imagine that? And there's portraits of the president all over the place. Now, it's two levels, and it's well over 2,000 square feet. Check out, too, all the wallpaper. Yeah, that was pretty prominent back then. And again, this has all been redone back to what it should have looked like in those days. Now, that's James K. Polk's office there. He had a little day bed he would sleep on because he worked, they said, just night and day. Then here's one of the guest rooms. I think they said that this is where visiting children and such would stay. Now, the Polks never had any kids. And also, James K. Polk died just shortly after leaving the presidency. And his wife went on to live over 40 years as a widow. And they tell us that she wore black for years and years, right up until the end. In fact, that's her portrait over that fireplace there. Then out back, this is the kitchen where the meals were prepared. And it was detached, of course. And it was reconstructed in the 1930s and 40s. But this is what it looked like in the 1800s, where enslaved people cooked and prepared the food and did other household chores for the Polk family. Really cool looking place there. I have no idea where they slept, but they said that they all stayed there. Then outside, you'll finish up your tour walking through the gardens, which are absolutely beautiful. Bottom line, the James K. Polk residence there in Columbia, it's worth the visit.